Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Welcome to BT Sport Face Off. It's a unique face off today. Around this table I have Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce, and Frank Warren, the promoter of the show, and Sam Jones, who works very closely with Joe Joyce. It's going to be live and exclusive on BT Sport.
It's a seek and destroy type of fighter.
And he's coming with hooks, uppercuts, he's coming with everything.
He's the hardest punching heavyweight I've ever seen in this country.
Whatever he hits falls.
Trust me when I say Joe will beat Daniel Dubois, I don't care what anybody says.
Joe Joyce, as we know, comes out like a steam train.
He just beat you up.
Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois is too big to resist.
We don't get fights on this. It's almost too good to be true.
That collision is going to be something else. Joyce can bang.
You can't teach it, it's instinctive.
People come for knockouts.
Absolute dynamite. Very rarely do we get two young, hungry fighters willing to get in the ring with each other.
Devastating right here.
He is special.
I'm going to start with the same question to all four of you. It's quite simple. Why is this fight happening? Let's start with you, Frank. You're the promoter. You're the senior man. You're the veteran around the table. Why is this fight happening?
Not so much of a veteran.
Easy.
Why is it happening? Because the business called for it to happen. These two guys, neither of them were going to back out the fight. The Boxing Board of Control called for a defence of Daniel's title. So it's on. This fight is on. And you've got to take your hat off to both of them to stepping up to the plate, risking their undefeated record at such a early stage of their careers. But it's a, you know what? The beneficiaries of this are going to be the fans. They're going to see something special.
That's straightforward, Sam. But why is it happening? Why is it happening? Because it's almost too good to be true. Why is it really happening?
I think last year, the fight could have happened last year. But last year, I think even they would, I'm not going to speak on their behalf, but even they would admit that Joe was fighting better opposition. There's nothing really to gain then. And I think sometimes now, because the fans are asking for this fight, and I think sometimes fights can be overcooked, over-marinated. Like you look at some of these super fights, I'm not going to compare it to Mayweather-Pacquiao, so I don't want people to think that.
So get it now before it's too late?
Absolutely, anything can happen in boxing. This is a really special fight, and I do believe that it's a very, very special fight, and why not do it now?
And Daniel, why is it happening? In your mind, why are you stepping in the ring? You're both undefeated, you could both go separate ways. Why are you getting in the ring? Why are you doing it?
Why am I doing it? It's my job. And second of all, I want to be the best. So you need to be the man. You got to beat the man. And Joe's the next man. He's got all the he's the next guy in the line. So I've got to knock him over.
And Joe, your reason, your version of why it's happening?
It's the best fight that's been presented to me, and it makes sense. It makes sense right now, and it's a massive fight, and it really. For the winner, it really propels them into a title shot, as Warren was saying earlier.
What about the loser, though, Frank? I mean, are you still convinced that the loser can benefit from a fight like this, a dangerous heavyweight fight like this?
Well, we did James DeGale and George Groves, very similar stages of their career. Very close fight. James DeGale went on and won a world title, as did.
But these are heavyweights, they knock each other out. Well, so they can hurt them, really hurt each other.
They can hurt each other, but you know, it depends how they
not
lose.
Playing tiddlywinks.
It's not the end of the world, but you know, but it's of course the business is about winners, but that doesn't mean because you're a loser you're out of the game. If that was the case, Chisora would have had to retire years ago. And
he keeps coming back. Sam, have they made a mistake? And I'm using them. Nobody, this side made a mistake in taking this fight.
It depends, as in taking the fight now. Yeah,
or having it,
people have been laughing. I've been likening Frank to Bruce Ismay, who told the captain of the Titanic to speed up to make the headlines. To make the headlines. And if they slowed it down, the beautiful ship would still be there. I'm going to call him beautiful, but the ship would still be there, and it wouldn't be at the bottom of the Atlantic. I really do believe Joe's going to sink the ship. I really do believe that wholeheartedly. I wouldn't put him in a fight that I didn't think he could win.
Daniel? He wouldn't put him in a fight he didn't think he could win. Why'd you beat him then? How'd you beat him?
Well, I'll show you how I'm going to do it. You need to come and see, because it's going to be a massive fight. It's going to be exciting while it lasts, and I'm going to knock him out. There's no two ways about it. I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to seal the deal with a convincing, devastating knockout, and just, you know, just justify my being one of the leading prospects in the world.
And Joe, have they made a mistake in taking it? You know Daniel well, you know the boxing business well, you've sat down, you've looked at this fight, you had the option last year, you've taken it now. Have they made a mistake in taking you on at this point in your career and his career?
Yeah, it will be a mistake when he gets knocked out and flattened in the later rounds.
It might not go to the later rounds, Joe.
Huh? It might not. You're gonna try and hit me with your best shots.
Take you out early. You won't see it coming, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
You're not gonna see it coming.
We'll see.
Do you think it's as simple as that, Frank? Because that's what everyone I'm talking to about this fight. For the last 48 hours, it's non-stop. It's Dubois in 4 or 5. Once it goes past 4 or 5, Joe's engine will kick in, and then it goes the other way. Is it as simple as that? Is anything simple?
They said the same about Nathan.
They said the same.
Don't compare Joe to that. Come on now. That's another
Nathan Gorman was
another level.
Last year.
Let me tell you something. Go and watch. I've been doing this a long time, and I watch fights and I watch strengths and weaknesses. What is he? Was he a one-trick pony? All he can do is punch. He hasn't got a good jab. He can't box. He can't move. You know, it's going to be a closely fought, real tough fight for both. There's no doubt about that. But like Sam said, he wouldn't be, and Joe, they wouldn't be in this fight. They didn't think they could win. That's the same here. And sometimes you go and take a risk, and you make the fight that everybody wants to see. That will take them to the next level. This fight is important. This is the next guys in line. This is an eliminator to get into that #1 spot. That's what's on the line here. The shot at the world title at the end of the year.
Couldn't they have gone down a safer route? That's what people are saying.
Well, let them say what they like. It's done. You know what? They can say whatever they like. It's signed. It's done.
Of course, the safer routes. There's safer routes for everyone. There's safer routes for Daniel. There's safer routes for Joe. Of course there is, but why not make the biggest fight possible?
So who has the most to lose?
Joe. Joe
losing has the most to lose.
He's 22 years old. He can rebuild after the fight. He won't think he can lose. I can see he thinks he's going to win, but I'm telling you, I know he thinks. That's fine. You don't, because you've never been in a serious fight in your life ever, amateur or pro.
Fight, I've been through
you
so
haven't.
many
No, you haven't.
Okay,
no,
name
one. Name one.
I can't name. I've been through so many.
You haven't.
And you keep saying that he's not been through no serious fights. He has been through some serious fights. He's won the British title.
He won the British title against. No. He won the British title against Nathan. He won the British title against Nathan Gorman. Nathan Gorman 100% had terrible personal issues outside the ring for that fight. Terrible preparation. Why am I making excuse me? I've got nothing to do with Nathan Gorman. I'm telling you, you've never been in a serious fight in your whole life. He's going to hit you back.
I don't care.
Latte hit you back, and we saw you doing a little dance.
Well, hang on.
It's boxing.
That's
boxing. You take it.
That's what it is. You take it and you go. He did get clips, and that was another 100%. Tick in the box for me. He took the shot.
Yeah, but he was dishing the punch out.
As he said outside, he's talking about Joe. I can't remember which fight it was. Was it about the body shot you mentioned?
Oh yeah.
Same thing. It's Jennings, world-class fighter.
He's beat two guys who were world title contenders.
Who?
He's beaten. Yes.
Who?
They fought for world titles.
Who?
Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Frank.
And who's the other guy?
Come on,
and
Frank.
the one before it, Jacuna, whatever his name was. Yeah. Fought for a world title. Both of them fought world titles.
Come on, Frank. Kevin Johnson.
At the state of a kid who had 7 senior amateur bouts and then got in there and got in a ring and done it.
And struggled to get the job done.
He didn't struggle at all. He won every round.
He didn't know what to do to get it. He was headhunting and didn't know how to get him out of there.
You are absolutely right. And he learned from it.
Joe's record, all winning records from the outset, winning records, and it's gonna tell you've not given him that middle fight. And it's
the middle fight.
No, it's not the middle fight. No, it's not the middle fight.
That is it, and that is the bottom line.
So you think Daniel needed another fight or two before he got to Joe?
He needed a Bryant Jennings.
He
needed a Bryant Jennings in his life, and you're going to drown.
Tough enough.
You're going to drown. You're going to drown.
Stronger than Joe.
Well, it's not all about strength.
I would just say one thing, Sam. I wish I had your experience.
Well, good.
I wish I had your experience to know what I'm doing.
Yeah. But you have admitted, Frank, that this is one of the biggest risks you've taken.
Of course,
you've been wise enough to admit that.
Every fight Every fight is a risk for, any fighter. There's two guys, that we promote, and it's, sometimes that happens in fights, and it's happened, and we are where we are now, and it is a risk. It's a risk for Joe, it's a risk for Daniel. But at the end of the day, you take calculated risk. That's what happens in boxing. You look at the moment, you seize the moment. You think, is your guy ready to go? Yeah, I think he is ready to go. And we'll see.
I think it's like equally, it's no risk, no reward, and it's like,
Correct.
it's from both sides, it's roughly the same. It's a 50-50 fight. I obviously think I'm going to win. Daniel obviously thinks he's going to win. It's going to be explosive fight. There's going to be punches traded. Someone's going to go down by the end of the night, and someone's going to have their hand raised, and that's probably going to be me.
And let me tell you something. The one thing you can be sure of in this fight, guaranteed, it ain't going the distance.
You're convinced it's not going the distance, Daniel, because you can box. Against Kevin Johnson, okay, you might have been headhunting, but you showed you could box. You showed you can set people up. Do you think it's definitely a distance?
It's not going the distance, this fight.
Joe, definitely a short fight?
Yeah, it's not going the distance.
But you've got the
But I mean, it could.
He's got the tools. He's got the tools. He's got the tools to make it.
But I don't want it to go to points because I want to knock him out.
I've got the tools to beat you, Joe, any day.
I've got them in the toolbox, in the tank, mate.
Break you down, Joe.
Huh?
Break him down.
Yeah, you'll
Don't
try.
be so ridiculous.
You'll try.
Don't be so ridiculous.
The Juggernaut doesn't get stopped.
This one. Never bet a fight like you.
You've been gassed up. You've been gassed up by all these no-hopers that are coming to fight you, Daniel. Gassed up. Gassed up. It's a fact.
It's like a tape.
It's a fact.
It's a tape.
It's a fact.
It's a real.
But it's just a
Yeah,
fact.
you can talk
It's
as
just a
well.
fact. And it's going to be all your fault as well, Frank. It's going to be all your fault.
It's always my fault.
It's going to be all your
Do you know
fault.
something in this business? It's always the promoter's fault.
It's
That's
going to be all
You'll be
your
a
fault.
genius, and if Joe gets beat, he gets beat, then
Anyway,
then that'll be my fault. It's always the same. But it don't matter whose fault it is.
fault.
You know why it don't matter whose fault it is? Because at the end of the day, we're delivering what the fans want to see: a good domestic bust-up. And at the end of that fight, at the end of it, someone's going to go and fight for the world title. And it could be him.
100%.
It's a win. It's a win-win for you anyway.
Frank, is it
calculated risk?
Yeah, it's a win-win for you. You're leaving with the winner either way.
No, I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. Do you know what? The winner and the loser. We don't walk away from guys if they get beat. I've never done that. That's not going to happen. But the winner.
That's good to know for you, isn't it?
This fight.
That's good to know.
This fight is what it is. This fight.
It's good to know for you, Daniel.
And I take my hat
know.
off to both of these fights.
Taking
it.
So, Frank, how hard was it for you to not try and talk him out of it?
I couldn't even get there. When the fight was called for the board last year, I said it's too soon. Let's leave it and we'll go do something else. They ordered the fight last year, and he said, I'm not being pulled out. I didn't want it to fight Nathan Gorman at the time. I don't want to be pulled out. Daniel is setting his own bar level. He's saying every fight he wants to go up and up and up and fight guys. What we have to do is find fellas in the rankings, which we do, to keep moving in, improving what he's doing. Same as what we did with Joe. We moving him up and through things. But he wants it. He wants it. No matter what I think, no matter what Sam thinks, our opinions at the end of the day mean that.
Sam, did you think it would happen?
Frank presented us with an offer. We thought it was a very fair offer. There's a lot of upside. When I say upside, I mean Daniel's got a good ranking in the WBO. Joe's got a good WBA ranking, WBC ranking. There's belts on the line backwards and forwards. It's a massive fight. It is a massive, massive fight.
You two couldn't say no to it.
We could, because Joe
made him an offer they couldn't refuse.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And plus, I mean, there's other options, but this is like the one that makes the most sense. It's like, do you want a big, massive, exciting fight here, or do you want to maybe have another one there?
Would you go and fight for the European title in a?
No one's bothered about Filip Ergovic.
Exactly. It was a good fight.
Yeah, very good fight. Great fighter. Great fighter.
This makes sense.
And with you two, you're not the kind of guys that are going to be throwing tables. You're not the kind of guys that are going to be inventing narratives. You can't throw this one. It's a proper table, not like the one that heavyweight threw a couple of years ago. But you're not those kind of guys. But I've sensed something today. I've been around you all day, and we're around this table even. I know it's cold in it, but I can sense something around this table that there is, if not hate, certainly some growing animosity. Is that fair, Joe? Fair comment? And I'll come with you second, Dan. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have a fight. It's on.
With some personal comments. I'm gonna remember that when I'm punching your face.
No, you're not. You're gonna be on the deck, so you're not gonna remember. You're gonna be sleeping.
And then
you're gonna be sleeping, Joe.
Yeah, maybe I'll sleep for a split second, get up,
back up
and then knock you there out.
when you wake back up, go on.
Huh?
No. Anyway, I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna win in devastating fashion. And it's going to be a great night of boxing.
Did you bring that sleeping bag? Because you'll put me to sleep.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Look, I just made headlines right there.
There you go.
Have you got a sleeping bag sponsor or something on board?
Sleeping bag sponsor, yeah. Bigging it up.
You're going to know about it on the night. You're going to need one.
Bigging it up.
Don't forget, bring one for him, all right?
Listen. As I say,
maybe I could have
you're gonna unravel.
Daniel,
honestly, you're gonna unravel. I told you, Frank's gonna get through a whole pack of Imodium, and you're gonna unravel.
Sam, what makes you think he's going to unravel? Because he's been calm, you know, even when he had that little bust up with Latte, he's been calm with people. What makes you think? And I'm not saying you're wrong. What makes you think he's going to unravel? What is there in Daniel's makeup that convinces you so strongly that he's going to fall apart?
He's part of his team. He's got to back his man.
There's a difference between when Joe gets offered the fight, he gets offered the fight. He gets asked if he wants to fight. Daniel gets told who to fight and when to fight, and he's a yes.
I've got to be.
No, he's not.
I've got to be, you know.
Well,
this is my career.
He gets told who to fight. He gets told who to fight. He gets told who to fight.
I'll tell you something. I wish fighters would say, I want the fight, because a fighter who doesn't question.
No, because then they run into a wall, Frank.
No, because fighters who don't question, like he's saying, he's not questioning his fight. You know why? I'll fight anyone. Yeah. Don't care who I fight. Just put me in. He says every time, whoever it is, I don't care. I'll just phone them. I say, this is who I'd like you to fight.
That's going to be his undoing.
And they take.
And that's going to be his undoing.
Just now you're saying it wasn't. He didn't do it, but he does. And he wanted the fight. I said to him, this is what's going to happen. This is what the British Boxing Board of Control are going to do. He said, I am not pulling out. So there was no option. I couldn't offer him anything else.
Okay.
Does it annoy you, Daniel, that people think that you're just a banger, that you'd have no idea what's going to happen after 4 or 5 rounds? Does that annoy you slightly? Because you know what you can do in the gym, you know what you've been doing in the gym. Does that annoy you?
Not really. I know what I'm going to do in the ring, so I'm the one doing it. I must have some idea. So it's all plus for me, you know. A win is a win, whatever way people perceive it.
And Joe, when you look over at Daniel there, you know, we can't just work on body language. We're a long way from the weigh-in. We're a long way from the face-to-face. What do you see when you look over at him across this table?
A young man.
It's going to kick you.
Well,
you're going to kick you.
You're not going to kick me. We shall see. I'm getting bored of this. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to knock you out, mate. It's not happening, mate. It's a 50-50 fight, but I'm just saying. I just know I've got it in me to find a way to beat you. I've got more experience, and that you got your youth on your side.
It's not going to come down to it.
Come down to power only.
Not power, will.
Will.
How did I win all the things that I've won without having any will?
I don't care about that.
Huh?
Who you fought in the past
This is now. We start now.
I don't care about you, mate. You're just getting knocked out. So
I'm the guy that's going to knock you out.
Huh?
I'm the guy that's going to knock you out. Finish your career. After this
Finish
fight,
the career.
You're not going to be the same.
Fighting talk.
Well, you know, I'll throw it out there if you don't mind me saying so. Yes. When unbeaten heavyweights fight each other, you do have a situation where guys can scar the rest of their career. It can be dangerous. It can be hazardous. In all fairness, Sam, it can be.
It's going to be hot. As I say, 22 years old. He's never been in with nobody, and it's all going to unravel on that night.
Do you think they put Sam and Joe over here, do you think they're putting too much in Daniel's age and the fact that they're convinced he's not been in with anybody, Frank? Black devil's advocate, what do you think?
I can see where they think they're coming from. But it's not just that. It's not who you fight. It's how you win, how you do it, and everything he's done has been.
Slight improvement each time.
There's been an improvement every time. In the gym, there's an improvement. The quality of the sparring that he's having and so forth. And what I'm really impressed with is as I say, that it's, you know, just get me. I don't care who I fight. Just get me. I'll fight anyone. And that is a fact. And when the fight come up, as I said, he didn't want to pull out. Joe didn't want to pull out, even though the offer was made. We did it before the Board of Control put it out, put the fight out to offers. And his confidence gives me confidence. and unravel whatever's going to unravel, whatever's going to be.
And vice versa.
It's all late. Sorry?
And vice versa. It's all about motivation with Joe, and he's very, very motivated here.
Don't you think he is?
Oh, absolutely.
You listening to him?
I've said at the press. I said at the press conference, very, very loud and clear. I rate him very, very highly. I think he's a very, very good fighter. But as I say,
yeah. So
I think Daniel's better.
Equally,
I think Joe's better.
We're, both coming from. We both had the same kind of roughly around wins to knockout ratio. We're both, both coming from the GB squad. We're both like pretty seasoned.
You're quality fighters.
Exactly, and it's we're coming to a big collision, and there's going to be fireworks
that's why it's so
and
exciting,
drama.
because what you're saying is true. That I agree totally wholeheartedly.
There's not many better fights than
this.
this.
You are quality, undefeated heavyweights who are willing to put it all on the line to prove who's the best. And it don't get any better than that for the fans. That's what fighting's all about. That's what real gritty, true boxers do.
We can agree.
Sit out there and do it.
We can
And
agree
that's
on
what
that.
it is. And
We
that's
can
why
agree
this is.
on that.
That's why this is going to be such a fantastic event, an exciting event. There'll be a winner and a loser. I don't think it's going to be a draw. I don't think it's going to go to distance. But whatever the result's going to be, no one's going to come away from it shamefaced because you both stepped up to the plate.
So, winner or losers, no one's going to come away from shamefaced. Let me put you all on the spot again, like I did at the top. Frank, how's it end?
Daniel, knockout.
Big Sam, how's it end?
A big, horrible stoppage.
What round?
We don't need to predict rounds. It's just going to be a stoppage.
Daniel, how does it end? How do you end it?
How do I end it?
Yeah, how do you end it?
You've
How
got
do
to
you
come and
finish the
see.
fight?
You've got to come and see.
No, you've got to
I'm
tell
not
me
giving
now.
nothing away.
You've got to
I don't
give
give
it
nothing
now.
away.
How does it
Come
end,
on, Daniel. How's it end, Daniel?
I can't tell you, boy.
But you
Go on,
win.
Mr. Dandelion Dubois.
Dandelion Dubois.
Can't tell you.
But Dan, you still win. You definitely win. You definitely win.
What do you want?
100%. 100% knockout. Joe plastered on the deck.
Right, Big Joe, I don't want any silence from you. How does it end? How do you end it? Close your eyes and tell me how it ends.
Whichever way I want it to. But
You know you're not going to win.
Huh?
You know you're not going to win.
Oh, okay, well, we'll see anyway.
You're not going to win.
Okay. We're sparring
Well,
people
it's
better than you,
definitely-
Daniel. We're sparring
I don't
people
care.
miles better than you. Miles
Definitely
better
going to
than
knock
you.
you out. Definitely going to win.
Sparring.
I'm going to
Doesn't
find
matter,
my way to win.
Sparring,
Whichever way.
sparring with big gloves on.
100%.
The trainer can stop it while you're doing something.
100%.
Fight's a fight.
100%.
Yeah, smaller gloves.
You
And
know that.
them
You
smaller
know that.
gloves are going to bounce off his head.
You know what? That's just about it, really. Sparring is sparring. Smaller gloves, sleeping bags. It's going to be
Absolutely.
vicious. It's going to be quick. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be long. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fight. Sam, thank you. Joe, thank you. Frank, thank you. Daniel, thank you very much.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.